Welcome to another episode, everyone. The real freeway Ricky Ross sends a stern, chilling warning to the wannabe fake Rick Ross, the rapper. The real Rick Ross is a former kingpin out of the Los Angeles area. I can say that he's a kingpin because he has said as much here on the internet and in different interviews, said how much money he was making, etc. And if you're from the LA area, you certainly know of Freeway Ricky Ross, who was around in the 1980s and had a drug empire and made millions upon millions of dollars. When he went to prison, before he got out of prison around 2013, he realized that the rapper Rick Ross was bearing his name and his likeness. And so he tried to settle the situation with Rick Ross and told him just give him some money for wearing his name. And he refused. He didn't even want to look out for Freeway Ricky Ross, even though he had just got out of prison and probably needed the help. So they went to court and fought the case. Check this out. He sends a warning to the wannabe, the fake Rose, who was a police officer, a correctional officer, Rick Ross. Not the real Freeway Ricky Ross, but the rapper that you all know and love was actually the 5-0. They got pictures of this individual here. This is the channel Fessified. Shout out.
When the streets had that kind of love for you, the rappers find out. You know, they're some of the first people to find out about that, and he took it and he capitalized on it.
Based on that alone, as far as him taking the name, at the time of, I don't know the dates and when he came out and things of that nature. What do you have to stand on that legally?
2005, he came out.
Okay.
He told me himself.
Oh man. So that was a conversation afterward that you had with him about
when I was in prison.
Oh man.
See, I found out about him when he first came out in XL magazine, because I had a book club inside the prison. So I had about 15 to 20 guys that studied with me in prison. We all studied, we read books together, we planned on doing business together when we got out. So one of the guys came over with XL magazine, he showed it to me.
Ricky Ross Freeway, the original, was on to the rapper the second he come out. Many people said he just wanted to secure a payday, but he was going to put the pressure on that would lead into a legal battle.
You need to get with yourself, figure out how to man up and right the wrongs that you've done. First of all, you got to know who you messing with at all times.
Oh, there's the warning, the chilling warning. First of all, you got to know who you're messing with at all times. Rick Ross wannabe, taking the name and the likeness, the image, the notoriety of this individual and capitalizing on it. Nearly a billionaire. And you couldn't throw the man a dime. He had to take you to court. So here it is, Freeway Ricky Ross here, letting them know. First of all, you got to know who you're dealing with.
Once you mess with the wrong person and you make a mistake, the first thing you should do is go and apologize.
Uh-oh.
And when you owe, pay your bills.
Pay 'em.
Well, to have somebody represent you, you would hope that they would be a true representation of what you are and where you from.
Right.
But this guy here is so untouched with what's going on in reality that I really think he's going to be a disrespect to the name altogether. Well, I'm from the old school and I didn't change in time. It's one of the reasons I wound up going to jail doing 20 years. So you got to be on top of the game right now, which I am. People going to be seeing all the new things that I'm finna do on the internet. I got a bunch of new internet property coming out. It's going to be crazy.
So the lawsuit proceeds with various dismissals and appeals, and the court knows that Freeway Ricky Ross had known about the rapper since at least 2006, but sued later. So the rapper Rick Ross released Teflon Don during a legal battle, and in 2013, the court rules in favor of the rapper. The state appeal court upholds it in December 2013 on First Amendment grounds, protecting the rapper's artistic persona and use of the name.
You are, everybody knows who you are, takes your name. I mean, it's like, it doesn't even make sense that it's like, didn't you have a case? You had like a legal case about it.
I lost the case.
How the fuck did you lose?
They say I should have filed a lawsuit The judge got to make a technical decision. She had to make a decision, when did the public first become known of him using my name. So what she did is she picked a little radio station outside of Miami that played his record for the first time. So that was the date that the public first became known that he was using the name.
So there was a statute of limitations of when you were supposed to address it?
Yes.
How much time?
2 years.
What?
Yeah, you get 2 years. So if we went by her time frame, I should have filed my lawsuit 5 days before I got out of jail.
Oh my God.
I was 5 days late.
That's so crazy.
But I think she would have found another reason to come up with a date.
Well, the record company probably would have helped, right? I mean, think about how much money they're making off of him.
Oh, yeah. They would have owed me. They had 15 lawyers.
Oh,
you know how much money they say they spent on the lawsuit?
How much?
15 lawyers. How much money did they spend on a lawsuit? The real freeway Ricky Ross. Rick Ross's company, or a record label, had 15 lawyers. Yeah, good luck trying to go up against these people, man. Talk about a whole team, and they're making money off of this. And some of you may say, well, he didn't make money off of his name. He made money off of his talent. It doesn't matter what name he has. If he's not talented, then no one's going to buy his music or whatever. And of course, you will have a point. But nevertheless, he usurped the name for a reason. He understood that it would get him some sort of publicity, some sort of notoriety, and have him looking a certain way with individuals in the street from all coast. It was strategic on Rick Ross's, the fake Rick Ross's part on conquering the name, because a lot goes along with that name. He understands that. He understood that. So I don't believe that he got out griping about the fact that this individual was wearing his name and making money off of it, and without understanding the impact of it all. That he understood why the name helped to contribute to Rick Ross's success. And so he just wanted some sort of compensation for that. I don't know. I'm a little bit astounded that Rick Ross didn't even want to offer this individual anything after you done took his name. You can say, well, he can use any name he wants to use. No one owns the name. And apparently that's what the court said. Well, not necessarily. The court said that he was a few days late. They found the technicality and enforced it and said, well, had you filed a few days earlier, statute of limitations is 2 years. Had you filed a little bit earlier, you'd have been okay. But that, of course, did not happen. He was in jail. So Rick Ross got away. If he was not already going to get away, he certainly got away then under those circumstances. But no compensation at all. I don't know. This is why he sent him a warning. Be careful. You got to know who you're messing with and who you're dealing with. And if you did something you wasn't supposed to do, pay your debt, pay your money, kick in, and apologize.
$1.5 million.
Wow.
You know how much they offered me?
How much?
0.
Although he had a right to sue and he had to try his luck here, I do think he was a little bit ambitious. I mean, he was suing for 10 million, not only 10 million, 50% of Rick Ross, the rapper's royalties as well. He wanted a very juicy deal out of this.
He says William Roberts has made millions exploiting him. That in reality, Roberts is a college dropout and former prison guard who stole Ross's name and criminal past to launch a gangster rap career.
I did 20 years in prison, and bukus of money has went into making this name to what it is today. So I feel that it was mine, I own it, and I want it back.
He says he feels cheated, and he's asking for $10 million in damages and half of the rapper's royalties.
So the legal battle actually ends with
he was going for the gusto. That's probably, that's another reason that he probably turned it down. And if he just said, give me $5 million or something, maybe. But the $10 million is not, because Rick Ross is, the fake Rick Ross is absolutely wealthy, not just rich. But at this time, he didn't have this immense wealth that he has now. Though he was, he was rich. He had money, of course. The lawsuit from 2013, so we're talking 13 years ago. He has much more money now, I'm sure, than he had then, but still. But asking for 50% of his royalties, so everything that he makes, from that point on to now, the last 13 years, 50% of it would have came to Freeway Rick Ross. That's a lot of money. They were not going to go along with that. Maybe asking for 2% or 5% of the royalties or something.
Rick Ross keeping a name and attention simmer publicly, but Freeway Ricky Ross has spoken in interviews claiming he tried to resolve it amicably at first, while the rappers pushed back strongly, sometimes dismissing the original Rick Ross legacy or calling out lawsuit attempt.
But there was about a period of my life that I kept bringing people on because I wanted to find out who killed Tupac. So I brought on Freeway Rick Ross. I don't know what it was, probably 10 years ago. I did podcasts 2 times with him. And he came on and we spoke, and your name came up. Because in the lawsuit, he tried to sue you twice.
And this is why these people need to stay out of our culture. You don't know nothing. You don't know anything. You brought 10 different people on, 10 different situations trying to find out who killed Tupac. Everyone knows who killed Tupac Shakur, Amaru Shakur. If you're about that life, if you're in the street, you know. You're one of the only individuals that does not know. Knock it off.
Twice. I've never seen somebody try to sue somebody twice. That at the end, is it true that at the end of the lawsuit, he had to pay for your legal fees?
He wasted a lot of people's time. I hope he's coping with the crack addiction that he been dealing with this whole time. And
damn.
I hope your listeners, I hope you didn't disappoint your listeners listening to that shit. I just hope, man, you gotta maintain a certain level of quality, and you've allowed it to dip.
Ricky Ross Freeway has been on various podcasts, and obviously he has a massive legacy in the drug game. He's got an interesting story, but at this point he actually gets asked for the first time directly about stealing the name, and Rick Ross pretty much just loses his shit.
Did he ever show you a home?
He said he
Did he show you his car collection?
No.
Did he show you his watch collection? What the $3 million a day, where was it going to? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This PBD, your listeners deserve better. This is Ricky Rose.
Did he at all inspire the name, though? That's the only question.
I thought I've answered that 3 times.
I don't think you did. I think you went to crack, and I know he had the crack issue.
Why would a crackhead
introduce it to a lot of young kids, and it was a bad thing?
Why would a crackhead inspire the boss Rick Ross to want to be the informant? That's why the lawsuit failed.
So the two of you guys have never spoken one-on-one.
Brother, you're lowering the standards of the interview now. We can't focus on crack.
If I ran a poll.
We can't focus on crack. I have a car show.
No, man, answer the question, because Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross, says that y'all spoke while he was in prison in 2006. Now you acting like you don't know him. So now you're saying that the name was not inspired by Freeway Ricky Ross because he's a crackhead. I don't know anything about that. Even if he were, he's still Freeway Ricky Ross. And you still use the name for that reason. Man, knock it off. This guy here. He won't answer the question. That's not why the lawsuit failed. We know why the lawsuit failed. The lawsuit failed because he filed it too late. He went against the law. The law says you have 2 years to file it. He went beyond that for whatever reason. That's an automatic dismissal, really.
Coming out that's so huge. My dentist, shout out to Dr. Mario Montoya. There's people out here that Freeway Rick Ross, he could have used a teeth cleaning. Did you offer him a teeth cleaner?
I should have.
Heavy plaque.
You think so?
Oh, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, wow. This dude started clowning. Wow. And again, that's the YouTube channel Fessify. Shout out to Fessify. Go check them out. Wow. I hadn't seen that. I didn't know that the fake Ricky Ross had did all of that talking about his teeth and he a crackhead. And so now he's saying that he didn't take the name from Rick Ross, that Freeway Ricky Ross did not inspire the name. Well, this is just asinine. He's playing in our faces. He absolutely inspired the name because, again, do not be fooled or misled by the fake Rick Ross's rhetoric and pointing the finger at Freeway Ricky Ross and saying that he's some sort of addict, hoping to cheapen him and decrease his respect in the eyes of many people by, hurling these sort of accusations at him. Make no mistake about it. This individual is indeed solidified in the culture. It has been for decades now. So, and there's nothing that can nullify that. Even if he is using drugs, it could not negate his past, his past endeavors. So there you have it. Freeway Ricky Ross, the real one, and he is indeed the real deal, sent a chilling message. Be careful who you mess with. Know who you're messing with before you do it. But apparently, the cop there did not back down. But look, check this out. Look, there's Rick Ross right here. He's popping all that stuff. Look at this dude. Look at him. Look at it. That's Rick Ross, the fake one. That's a little police suit on and all that. I guess he had the police academy and all that right there. Or he was a correction officer. Look at him. Boy, what are you popping it at, man? You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Freeway. Or the wannabe Ricky Ross. Trying to get a couple more pictures of this dude, man, because he right there, he looking like a real cop. He looked like somebody's grandma on one of these pictures, man. It was crazy. That ain't it. He got another picture. So he's a cop. Or he was. That's why you have to be careful with these rappers and who you hold up as your heroes and popping all this. His whole persona and a lot of his lyrics are about drugs. This is why he took the name from this man. This is the kingpin in real life. And he's saying like he didn't take the name from him. The name wasn't inspired by him, but yet all of your music is about being a kingpin, basically. And you took it with that name. But was he really a kingpin? Or did he oversee kingpins when he was a correctional officer in a penitentiary? Now you rapping about being a kingpin. When? Oh, be careful who you put on a pedestal and who you uphold as your heroes. Shout out to the real Freeway Ricky Ross. And Festify. Stay safe and stay free. Take heed. Don't want to be corpulent Ricky Rose to what the real Freeway had to say. And stay free. People out.